history of the Philippines dates back to ancient times. Homo luzonensis existed on Luzon at least 134,000 years ago. The earliest modern humans were found in Tabon caves, dating 47,000 years. Negrito groups were the first inhabitants of the Philippines. Around 3000 BCE, Austronesians migrated south from Taiwan. These groups formed settlements with social and political structures. Some settlements achieved complexity, resembling early states. Polities were influenced by Islamic, Indian, and Chinese cultures. These kingdoms traded with China, India, and other nations. The remaining settlements were independent barangays allied with larger states. These small states alternated between alliance and rebellion against empires. The first recorded visit by Europeans was Magellan's expedition. They landed in Hamonhan Island on March 17, 1521. Magellan was killed in a battle against Lapu-Lapu's army. Spanish rule began with Miguel López de Legazpi's arrival in 1565. He established the first permanent settlement in Cebu. Spanish colonial rule introduced Christianity and modern laws. The Philippines was ruled under the Viceroyalty of New Spain. Spanish rule ended in 1898 after the Spanish-American War. The Philippines then became a territory of the United States. In 1907, the elected Philippine Assembly was established. The Philippine Commonwealth was established in 1935. Japan occupied the Philippines during World War II in 1942. The U.S. military overpowered the Japanese in 1945. The Treaty of Manila in 1946 established the independent republic. Stone tools and fossils found in Rizal, Colina show early hominids. These date back to as early as 709,000 years ago. Researchers discovered 57 stone tools near cut-marked rhinoceros bones. The bones suggest early humans sought nutrient-rich marrow. A 2023 study dated Homo luzonensis at about 134,000 years. The Angano petroglyphs indicate human settlement before the Negritos. Calao man remains belong to the newly identified Homo luzonensis. Tabon man remains are the oldest known modern humans at 47,000 years. Negritos were early settlers, but their dating is uncertain. Austronesian speakers arrived in the Philippines around 3000 to 2200 BC. They spread rapidly to other islands and reached the northern Mariana Islands. They assimilated the Negritos, shaping modern Filipino ethnic groups. Evidence links Austronesian speakers to ancient cultures in Neolithic China. The Out of Taiwan model explains the Austronesian expansion. This expansion involved maritime migrations across the Indo-Pacific. Austronesians reached as far as New Zealand and Easter Island. They originated from rice-cultivating civilizations in China. Civilizations like Liangju and Hemudu were their ancestors. They share cultural markers like multi-hull boats and tattooing. A 2021 study revealed 5 waves of early human migration. Negrito groups may have diverged from a single migration wave. 2 early East Asian waves were detected among the bonobo. Austronesians arrived in at least 2 distinct waves. The first wave occurred between 10 and 7,000 years ago. The ancestors of indigenous groups lived around the Cordillera Central. Later migrations brought Austronesian groups and agriculture. New immigrants mixed with existing populations. Southeast Asia joined Indian Ocean trading networks 2,000 years ago. South Asian genetic signals are found in Sama-Bajau communities. Papuan migration left genetic signatures in Sangil and Blan groups. By 1000 BCE, 4 distinct peoples developed in the Philippines. Tribal groups like Atas and warrior societies like Kalinga emerged. The Ifugao Highlanders formed a petty plutocracy in the mountains. Harbor principalities grew along rivers and engaged in trade. Early metallurgy reached the archipelago via trade with India. Around 300 to 700 CE, seafaring peoples began trading with kingdoms. They adopted influences from Buddhism and Hinduism. The Maritime Jade Road was established by indigenous peoples. Artifacts made from nephrite have been discovered in the Philippines. These include tools like adzes and ornaments like earrings. Tens of thousands were found at a single site in Batangas. The jade is said to have originated in Taiwan. These artifacts show long-range communication between societies. The maritime jade road existed for 3,000 years. This era of peace lasted for 1,500 years. No evidence of violent death was found in burial sites. Violent burials appeared in the 15th century. The Spanish recorded warlike groups influenced by expansionism. The Sa-Huyn culture thrived in present-day Vietnam. It showcased an extensive trade network across regions. Sa-Huyn beads were crafted from various imported materials. Han Dynasty-style bronze mirrors were discovered in sites. Ear ornaments from Sa-Huyn reached central Thailand and beyond. The Colonized Cave holds artifacts dating from 400 BCE to 1500 CE. Meitoom anthropomorphic pottery dates back to around 200 CE. Sa-Huyn culture is known for its unique burial jars. Recent research shows colonized artifacts differ from Sa-Huyn. Bioanthropological studies confirm Austronesian colonization. Also known as the pre-Philippines period, a time of many independent states with distinct histories. In 516 to 520 CE, people wore cotton clothes from Luzon. In the 800s, kingdoms waged war against the Chinese Empire. Medieval scholars referred to the Philippines as Panyu-Payana. By the 1300s, large coastal settlements emerged as trading centers. Barangays transformed from settlements to fleets and vice versa. Politics was personality-driven with shifting alliances. Legendary accounts mention interactions with empires. However, archaeological evidence mainly supports trade. The Indian cultural influences on early Philippine polities are debated. There was likely little direct trade between India and the Philippines. Cultural traits filtered in through relations with empires. The Philippine archipelago is on the edge of cultural influence. Early polities had a three-tier social structure. This structure included nobility, freemen, and debtor bondsmen. Nobility included leaders responsible for autonomous groups. When groups banded together, they formed larger alliances. The senior leader was recognized as a paramount dato. By the 14th to 16th centuries, warfare escalated. Population densities across the archipelago were low. During the Pallava dynasty, Indian culture spread. The Gupta Empire influenced Southeast Asia. Indianized kingdoms began to emerge in the region. The Laguna copperplate inscription dates back to 900 CE. It features Kawi script and mentions Naboram. This document shows early mathematics in the Philippines. It reflects a Hindu Old Malay culture in Manila Bay. The next significant document is the Doctrina Christiana. It is written in Baybayin and Spanish during the 16th century. Other artifacts include an ivory seal and Calatagan pot. In the years leading up to 1000, maritime societies thrived in the islands. However, there was no unifying political state across the archipelago. The region was dotted with semi-autonomous barangays, from villages to city-states. These barangays were under the rule of competing thalassocracies. Island societies like the Ifugao and Longyan coexisted with these states. Notable states included the Kingdom of Manila and Tondo. The chieftaincy of Coron Island was ruled by fierce Tagbanua warriors. Hindu kingdoms like San Malan, Butuan, and Cebu were also present. The sultanates of Buayan, Maguindano, Lanao, and Sulu thrived. Some regions were part of the Malayan empires of Srivijaya and Majapahit. Tondo was a major trade hub on Luzon Island. It was located in the northern part of the Pasig River Delta. The Laguna copperplate inscription refers to Tondo and other settlements. These settlements were significant in the region's political landscape. By the 1500s, Tondo was led by a paramount ruler called a Lakan. Tondo shared a trade monopoly with the Rajanate of Manila. The Yongle Emperor appointed a Chinese governor to oversee trade. Since 900, Tondo thrived through active trade with various peoples. Kings under the title Lakan ruled a large part of Luzon. They became the largest pre-colonial state before 1571. The people of Tondo embraced Hindu and Buddhist cultures. They thrived as skilled agriculturists through farming and aquaculture. Tondo became a wealthy kingdom due to extensive trade. It established connections with nations like China and Japan. The Japanese referred to Tondo as Luzon, enhancing relations. In 900 CE, a significant document of debt forgiveness was issued. Chinese records also mention a polity called Luzon. Explorers noted that Luzon and Manila were one and the same. Some historians argue Luzon referred to surrounding polities. Cainta was a fortified upriver polity. It occupied both shores of the Pasig River. A moat surrounded its log walls and stone bulwarks. Namayan arose as a confederation of local barangays. Archaeological findings in Santa Ana are significant. Kuintang was a large polity around the Kalampang River. It was ruled by the legendary Dat Pulintang. Places in Pangasinan like Lingayen Gulf were mentioned earlier. Pangasinan sent emissaries to China as a tributary state. It was notable for its salt-making industry. In the 16th century, it was called the Port of Japan. Locals wore native apparel and silk from Japan and China. Japanese-styled gunpowder weapons were encountered. Traders from Asia exchanged goods in bustling markets. They primarily sought gold and slaves for trade. Deerskins, civet, and local products were also traded. They had extensive trade networks with Japan and China. Culturally, they were similar to other Luzon groups. Arab chronicler Al-Yaqubi noted their military competition. Song dynasty traders visited Ma'ai annually. Chinese merchants found Ma'ai citizens trustworthy. There is debate about Ma'ai's exact location. Ma'ai specialized in exporting kapok cotton and beeswax. They traded with Ryukyu and Japan as well. Sandaun, known as Sanyu, was a pre-Hispanic nation. It occupied the islands of Jiamayan, Balao-yu, and Pulihuan. Chinese annals describe it as a vassal state of Ma'i. Pulilu was a polity centered at Polilo, Quezon. It was politically connected to Sandaun and Ma'i. The sea here is full of dangerous coral reefs. Ships must maneuver sharply to avoid the reefs. Rare corals are the chief export of Pulilu. Raids by the Pishoye affected southern China. These raiders likely came from the southern part of Taiwan. Historians identified them as Visayans from the Visayas. 10 exiled Datus fled from the collapsing empire of Srivijaya. Led by Datu Puti, they sought refuge in the Central Islands. They purchased the island of Panay from chieftain Marikuno. They established a confederation named Maja As. Pedro Monoclaros Maractus recounts these events. Raja Makatunao appears in earlier Chinese records. Vijayapura was a tributary of the Srivijaya Empire. It was linked to the ancestral homeland of the Visayans. Datu Makatunao seized the properties of the 10 Datus. Warriors Labo Dungon and Peibar avenged the injustice. They sailed to Atojan to confront Makatunao. After the conflict, they founded various towns in Panay. The Kingdom of Cebu was a pre-colonial state. It was founded by Sri Lumai, a half-Malay, half-Tamil. The Chinese recorded it as Sakmu in Hokkien. A kingdom named Sulu existed as early as 1225. The capital was Singapore, meaning Lion City. Cebu allied with Butuan and Kutai against Maguindanao. Thailand recognized Cebu during Magellan's expedition. Cebu exported rice, sugar, and gold, among other goods. The native Cebuano people were ruled by Indianized royalty. The kingdom weakened due to Datu Lapu-Lapu's insurrection. The Song dynasty recorded the Rajanate of Butuan. Butuan was the first polity from the Philippines to send tribute. Under Raja Sri Bada Shaja, Butuan thrived in gold work. In 1011, Raja Sri Bada Shaja sent an envoy to China. The envoy sought equal diplomatic status with other states. This opened direct trade links with the Chinese Empire. Evidence of Butuan's existence is found in the silver paleograph. Simultaneously, the kingdom of San Milan emerged in Zamboanga. San Milan traded aromatics and glassware in the region. By the 1200s, it became a slaving state through warfare. In the 1300s, Chinese records noted Brunei's expansion. Brunei invaded Sarawak, Sabah, and Philippine kingdoms. The The Majapahit Empire then invaded Brunei. Nagarakretagama recorded their brief rule over Sulu. Sulu regained independence and attacked Brunei. Javanese forces expelled Sulu marauders from Brunei. Sulu also invaded North and East Kalimantan. The rise of Islam marked the decline of Majapahit. Hindu remnants fled to Bali during this time. Nick Joaquin wrote about a princess named Sasaba. She married the emperor of Majapahit, Angka Wijaya. In 1380, Karim ul Maktoum arrived in Sulu. He was an Arab trader from Johor, Malaysia. He converted Raja Baginda to Islam and married his daughter. The Sultanate gained wealth from diving for fine pearls. Before Islam, Sulu was a Hindu Rajanate established by Husainids. Sulu was a spice entrepot for trade with Butuan and Chamba. Cham merchants settled in Sulu, known as Orang Dampuan. Envious Buranans slaughtered the wealthy Orang Dampuan. Commerce was restored, leading to the Yakan people's ancestry. Sulu briefly fell under the Majapahit Empire before rebelling. By the 15th century, Sulu embraced Islam and new Arab sultans. This led to intermarriages with Mainila, Brunei, and Malacca. The Sultanate of Maguindanao rose to prominence in the 15th century. Sharif Muhammad Kabungsuan introduced Islam to Mindanao. He married Paramasuli, an Iranian princess from Mindanao. The Sultanate ruled most parts of coastal Mindanao. It traded with the Chinese, Dutch, and British. Main exports included rice, wax, and tobacco. The Sultanates of Lanao were founded in the 16th century. Islam was spread by missionaries and traders from the Middle East. Lanao's sultanate system was uniquely decentralized. It emphasized unity, patronage, and fraternity. By the 16th century, Islam spread to the Visayas and Luzon. Upon the secession of Poni from the Majapahit Empire, they imported the Arab emir from Mecca, Sharif Ali. Brunei became an independent sultanate. Sultan Bolkiah married Layla Mentionai to expand influence. Raja Salalila married the daughter of Sultan Bolkiah. This placed Mainila under the influence of Brunei. Islam was strengthened by traders from Malaysia and Indonesia. Brunei spread Chinese royalty and Arab dynasties to the Philippines. Brunei subjugated Kutai, but alliances formed to survive. Sultan Bolkiah is linked to the legend of Nakoda Raga. Concurrent with the spread of Islam in the Philippine archipelago, the rise of the Lucoes or Luzones, who were the people of Luzon. They established overseas communities across Southeast Asia. Lucoes warriors aided the Burmese king in his invasion of Siam. Lusung warriors fought alongside the Siamese king against the Burmese army. They were employed as traders and mercenaries in Japan, Brunei, and more. One prominent Lusonese was Regimo de Raja, a spice magnate in Malacca. He led an international armada trading across the Indian Ocean and beyond. Luzones fought alongside Islamic fleets against the Portuguese in the 16th century. The Sultan of Aceh assigned Luzones to defend Aceh and hold Aru. They also fought against Muslims in the Philippines in 1538. The Luzones were pioneer seafarers. The Portuguese benefited from their involvement. Many Luzones chose Malacca for its strategic importance. After 1512, Luzones held important government posts. They were large-scale exporters and ship owners. Surya Daraja sent 175 tons of pepper to China. They traded gold and cotton for silk and porcelain. In 1547, Luzones aided the Burmese king. They fought alongside the Siamese against invaders. The Siamese granted them land for their efforts. Their influence reached as far as Sri Lanka. The Portuguese relied on Luzones for administration. Luzones sent ships to China, discovering Canton. They sent their first diplomatic mission to China. Luzones helped establish the base at Macau. Luzones guided Portuguese ships to Japan. The Western world first heard of Japan through them. Bras Bayo recommended Luzon pilots for their skills. Joao de Barros praised the Luzones as valiant. Luzones became the royal guard in Aceh. Mindanao merchants thrived in Matama. Around 1563, the Bohol achieved prominence. It was known as the Venice of the Visayas, a wealthy, wooden and floating city-state. The kingdom was attacked by the Sultanate of Ternate. Survivors, led by Datu Pagbuaya, migrated to Dapitan. They waged war against the Sultanate of Lanao. They aided the Spanish in conquering Muslim Manila. A conflict simmered between Tondo and Manila. Butuan and Cebu faced slave raids from Maguindanao. Datu Lapu-Lapu rebelled against Raja Humabon. The population was sparse due to warfare and typhoons. Multiple states simplified Spanish colonialization. Conquistadors employed a strategy of divide and conquer. A Spanish expedition, led by Magellan, sighted Samar Island. They anchored off Suluan Island on March 16, 1521. The next day, they landed on Homonhon Island. Magellan claimed the islands for Spain, naming them Islas de San Lázaro. He established friendly relations with local leaders like Raja Humabon. Magellan was killed in the Battle of Mactan against Lapu-Lapu. Over the decades, other Spanish expeditions followed. In 1543, Ruy López de Villalobos named the islands Las Islas Filipinas. This was in honor of Philip of Asturias, later Philip II of Spain. In 1565, Miguel López de Legazpi formed the first settlements in Cebu. In 1571, Spanish forces attacked Manila and established Manila. Gaspar de San Agustin described Iloilo as one of the most populated islands. He noted Halaar as a progressive trading post and noble court. Legazpi built a fort in Maynila. He made overtures of friendship to Lakan Dula. Lakan Dula of Tondo accepted his offer. Raja Suleiman, the former ruler, refused to submit. He sought support from Lakan Dula and others. Tariq Suleiman attacked with Kapampangan warriors. They fought in the Battle of Bangkusay. Suleiman was defeated and killed. The Spanish destroyed the city-state of Cainta. In 1578, a Castilian War erupted in the Philippines. It was a conflict between Christian Spaniards and Muslim Bruneians. The Visayans of Panay and Cebu joined the Spanish forces. In March, the Spanish fleet set sail towards Brunei. They aimed to seize the capital, Cotabato. Nobleman Pangeran Seri Lela and Ratna aided the Spanish. The Spanish invaded Brunei on April 16, 1578. Sultan Saiful Rajal was forced to flee with his allies. The Spanish suffered from a cholera outbreak. They burned the mosque before abandoning Brunei. Pangeran Seri Lela's daughter married a Tagalog in Manila. In northern Luzon, the Bahan trade thrived. Japanese pirates known as Wako targeted the China Seas. Some pirates settled in Luzon, close to China. The Philippines became a launch point for raids. Spanish forces fought against warlord Taifusa. The famous Cagayan battles took place in 1582. Manila became the hub for Japanese and Chinese trade. Japanese silver was exchanged for Chinese silk. The Tondo conspiracy aimed to restore old aristocracy. Magat Salamat was executed after the conspiracy failed. Spanish power grew with Legazpi's conquests. In the future, Cambodia will rise from Thai rule. French Cochin China will be a key player. The founding of Manila will unite powerful dominions. Suleiman III and Raja Aceh Matanda will join forces. Pope Gregory XIII will issue the papal bull. 5 Spanish royal cities will be established. A mix of Spaniards and Latinos will populate the islands. The Iberian reductions will reshape settlements. People will be relocated to new towns and barrios. New churches will be built to Christianize the population. A new aristocracy, the Principalia, will emerge. Interactions between native Filipinos and immigrant Spaniards. This led to the formation of Chavacano, a Creole language. In Tondo, Franciscan and Dominican friars offered education. A report revealed 9,410 tributes in Manila, indicating a large population. 13 missionaries served the Manila population alone. Pampanga had 74,700 people, while Pangasinan had 2,400. By 1591, the Spanish Philippines had a population of 667,612. This included Chinese traders, Latino soldiers, and Japanese residents. 236 Spaniards were given encomiendas. Many Indian Filipinos were imported as slaves from Bengal. They were cared for by 140 missionaries of different orders. Mixed families from Ternate were relocated to Manila. The islands were fragmented due to wars and disasters. The Philippines lies on the typhoon belt. Spanish invaders arrived, seeking conquest. They unified the archipelago's small states, but some areas resisted, like Mindanao. They introduced Western laws and culture. Education transformed the island significantly. The University of Santo Tomas was founded. The Jesuits established many educational institutions. They improved agriculture and introduced new crops. Spanish language and music flourished among natives. The only commercial plant introduced was tobacco. Church and state were linked in Spanish policy. One goal was converting the local population to Christianity. Indigenous customs were incorporated into religious practices. Muslims in Mindanao remained detached from the new majority. Spanish co-opted local leaders for administration. Communal land ownership shifted to private ownership. In 1599, Filipinos accepted Spanish sovereignty. William Adams contacted the governor for trade relations. Manila galleons were built in Bicol and Cavite. The galleons sailed once or twice a year. The Manila galleons brought goods and settlers. They also brought Asian products to the Americas. Illegal trade occurred between the Philippines and other nations. The Spanish military fought off various revolts and challenges. Missionaries converted many to Christianity and founded schools. In 1863, public schooling was established in Spanish. In 1646, the battles of La Naval de Manila were fought. Isaac Newton mentioned the Philippines in his work. The galleons traded silver bullion for Asian products. The Philippines was never profitable as a colony. The long war against the Dutch nearly bankrupted the treasury. Constant war caused high death rates among soldiers. Native warriors were conscripted to fight across the archipelago. Lack of wages and starvation led many to desert. Mixed Spanish-Filipino descent became more common. The royal fiscal advised abandoning the colony. Religious orders opposed this, seeing it as vital for conversion. Manila's fortifications had not improved in 200 years. This led to the brief British occupation of Manila. Britain declared war against Spain in January 1762. A British force besieged Manila and captured it in October. Simón de Anda y Salazar organized a militia to resist the British. He established headquarters in Bulacan and Bacolod. The British admitted the Spanish were in full possession of the country. The occupation of Manila ended in April 1764. The Spanish persecuted the Binondo Chinese for aiding the British. Some Indian sepoys deserted and settled in Cainta. In 1766, direct communication with Spain was established. Officers reported deserters training locals with military skills. The Real Compañía de Filipinas was granted a trade monopoly in 1785. In 1781, José Bosco y Vargas founded an economic society. The Philippines was administered from the Viceroyalty of New Spain. In the late 1700s, Spain ruled the Philippines. Joaquín Martínez de Zúñiga compiled a census. Spanish Filipino population varied across provinces. Tondo had the highest at 19%. The total Spanish Filipino population was 5%. 20% were pure or mixed Chinese. The Philippines was part of Spain's territory. Spain invested in education and infrastructure. A free public school system was established. Queen Isabella II decreed the education reforms. The opening of the Suez Canal in 1869 transformed travel to Spain. This facilitated the rise of the Ilustrados, an enlightened class of Spanish Filipinos. Numerous infrastructure projects advanced the Philippine economy in the 19th century. A railway system for Luzon was one of the key developments during this time. Manila saw the establishment of a tramcar network, enhancing urban transport. Asia's first steel suspension bridge, Puente Colgante, was also built. In 1851, Banco Español Filipino was established to support economic growth. The bank emerged due to a new economy based on rational exploitation of resources. Increased demand for crops like albahaca and coconut oil boosted the economy. Spanish Manila was seen as a model of colonial governance, prioritizing local interests. John Crawford noted the Philippines improved in civilization under colonial rule. John Bowring praised Spain for improving the conditions of the Filipino people. The inhabitants lived comfortably, protected by mild laws and external security. Until an inept bureaucracy replaced the old paternal rule, the revenue quadrupled by increased taxation. The Filipinos were as happy a community as could be found. The first official census recorded 5,567,685 persons. By 1898, the population grew to 7,832,719 inhabitants. Known as Manilamen, engaged in the maritime world. They participated in the Argentine War of Independence. The Santa Rosa had a multi-ethnic crew, including Filipinos. Argentinian-Philippine relations trace back to earlier times. About 200 Filipinos were recruited by Miguel Hidalgo. Ramon Fabier was a prominent figure in the revolution. St. Malo assisted in defending New Orleans. After Mexican independence, plans emerged to aid Filipinos. A secret memorandum urged support for the Philippines. We must help them rise against Spanish rule. We will resume our strong trade relations. Overseas Filipinos were active in Asia-Pacific. During the Taiping Rebellion, Filipinos fought bravely. Manilamen were known as fierce fighters. They successfully assaulted Suncheon Prefecture. Filipino soldiers were recruited by various nations. In the early 19th century, Spain sought to protect Indo-Chinese Christians. They faced persecution from their native governments. Franco-Spanish Filipino forces aimed to conquer Vietnam and Laos. They established a protectorate over Cambodia, freeing it from Thai invasions. Saigon became the capital of French Cochinchina. Criollo and Latino dissatisfaction against Peninsulares grew. In 1823, Andres Novales led a famous uprising. His rebellion was brutally suppressed, but inspired future movements. Marcelo Escarga became a hero, restoring the Bourbon dynasty. Bernardo O'Higgins planned to liberate the Philippines. He intended to send a fleet under Lord Thomas Cochrane, but O'Higgins' exile prevented the fleet from setting sail. Revolutionary sentiments arose in 1872 after 3 Filipino priests were executed. This inspired the propaganda movement in Spain, clamoring for representation. José Rizal wrote novels that greatly inspired the movement for independence. The Katipunan, founded by Andres Bonifacio, aimed to overthrow Spanish rule. In the 1860s to 1890s, urban areas had diverse populations including Spaniards and Chinese. During the revolution, the term Filipino included anyone born in the Philippines. The Philippine Revolution began in 1896 with Rizal's wrongful execution. The Katipunan split into 2 factions, leading to internal conflicts. At the Tejeros Convention, Emilio Aguinaldo was elected president over Bonifacio. Aguinaldo agreed to a truce and was exiled to Hong Kong. Not all complied. General Macabulos established an interim government. General Francisco Macabulos established a central executive committee. Armed conflicts resumed across the Spanish-governed Philippines. In 1898, the USS Maine exploded in Havana Harbor. This event led to the Spanish-American War. Commodore George Dewey defeated the Spanish squadron at Manila. A German squadron arrived, causing tensions with Dewey. The U.S. invited Aguinaldo to rally Filipinos against Spain. On June 12, 1898, Aguinaldo declared Philippine independence. The U.S. captured Manila on August 13, 1898. On January 23, 1899, the First Philippine Republic was proclaimed. The Revolutionary Army was racially tolerant and progressive. It included leaders from various races and nationalities. Italian soldiers joined the revolution. Captain Chizuno Iwamoto fought bravely. French soldier Estaquio Castelor also participated. Captain Camilo Ricciardi led the charge. Defections occurred from the defeated Spanish army. Some American invaders sided with the Republic. Captain David Fagan joined due to racism. The sun in the flag symbolizes unity. The Constitution drew from many nations. Filipino representatives Silo was excluded, the U.S. decided to annex the Philippines. The First Philippine Republic resisted occupation. Two nations united against a common foe. Filipino insurgents fought valiantly for independence. The war against Spain brought unexpected allies. The Treaty of Paris ceded the islands to the U.S. Tensions escalated as American intentions became clear. The Philippine-American War began in 1899. American forces faced fierce guerrilla resistance. Civilians suffered greatly during the conflict. Malolos fell, but Aguinaldo's fight continued. The loss of Antonio Luna was a heavy blow. Aguinaldo shifted to guerrilla tactics to survive. Gregorio del Pilar fought bravely at Tiran Pass. Filipinos initially saw their relationship with the United States as one of shared struggle. Aguinaldo was unhappy with the lack of written support for independence. The islands were ceded to the U.S. after the victory in the Spanish-American War. The 1898 Treaty of Paris included a $20 million payment to Spain. Tensions heightened as Americans made it clear they were staying. Hostilities broke out on February 4, 1899, leading to war. The Philippine-American War cost many lives and resources. At least 200,000 Filipino civilians died as an indirect result of the war. Filipino troops were formidable in guerrilla warfare despite being poorly equipped. Malolos, the revolutionary capital, was captured on March 31, 1899. Antonio Luna was killed by Aguinaldo's guards on June 5, 1899. Aguinaldo dissolved the regular army and established guerrilla commands. General Gregorio del Pilar was killed in the Battle of Tiran Pass. Aguinaldo escapes through the mountains. The Americans search for Aguinaldo. Tension rises as time runs out. Aguinaldo was captured at Palanan. He was brought to Manila for questioning. Aguinaldo swore allegiance to the U.S. He called for his compatriots to surrender. The Taft Commission was sent to legislate. Taft was inaugurated as civil governor. The constabulary was organized to restore order. Brigadier General James F. Smith arrived at Bacoa on March 4, 1899. He was invited by Aniceto Lacson, president of the Negros Republic. The Negros Republic became a pro-American protectorate. A Tagalog Republic was formed in Luzon under Macario Sacre. In Mindanao, the Zamboanga Republic was proclaimed. Vicente Alvarez formed the Zamboanga government with diverse support. The insular government was established under U.S. authority. An elected Philippine Assembly was inaugurated in 1907. The Americans built a public school system and modern infrastructure. They achieved accurate accounting and improved civil services. In 1903, American reformers aimed to transform landless peasants. The goal was to make them owners of their own farms. By 1905, the law was failing to achieve its goals. Local elites resisted changes in land ownership. Elite Filipino women played a crucial role in reforms. They focused on maternal and child health issues. In 1913, new policies aimed for Philippine independence. The Jones Law of 1916 promised eventual independence. Philippine foreign trade grew significantly by 1920. A healthcare system reduced mortality rates by 1930. An educational system established English as the medium. The 1920s saw cooperation and confrontation with governors. The Philippine legislature sought immediate independence. Missions were sent to Washington to lobby for freedom. Filipinos gradually took control of the civil service. The Nacionalista Party dominated Philippine politics. Manuel L. Quezon led the call for independence. Many Filipinos volunteered for the U.S. military. Daniel Burnham envisioned a modern Manila. Frank Murphy was the last Governor General. The Great Depression accelerated the push for independence. The Hare-Hawes Cutting Act was passed despite opposition. The Philippine legislature rejected the bill. The Tidings-McDuffie Act was passed the following year. It established the Commonwealth of the Philippines. The Commonwealth would be self-governing. Independence was set for July 4, 1946. A constitutional convention convened in 1934. The 1935 Constitution was approved by a vote. The Commonwealth government was inaugurated in 1935. Around government pursued ambitious nation-building policies. Uncertainties and the Great Depression posed major challenges. The situation was complicated by agrarian unrest and power struggles. Japanese invasion during World War II made evaluation difficult. Japan launched a surprise attack on Clark Air Base on December 18, 1941. General Douglas MacArthur commanded the defending forces. Defending forces withdrew to the Baton Peninsula and Corregidor. MacArthur declared Manila an open city to prevent destruction. 80,000 prisoners faced the brutal Baton Death March. Quezon and Osmeña set up a government in exile in the U.S. Japan established the Philippine Executive Commission for Governance. Guerrilla warfare against Japanese occupation surged from 1942 to 1944. Supplies and encouragement came from U.S. Navy submarines. By the end of the war, Japan controlled only 12 provinces. The Hukbalahap armed about 30,000 people in Luzon. Many Filipinos hoped liberation would bring independence. The Philippines was the bloodiest theater for Japan. The largest naval battle occurred at Leyte Gulf. MacArthur's army landed on Leyte in October 1944. Manila suffered extensive damage during the war. Crime and corruption were rampant on the home front. Japan proposed independence. Cotton farming in the Philippines faced disaster. Jobless farm workers flocked to the cities. The Japanese army sought alternative resources. Plans to grow crops were difficult to implement. Food was in very short supply due to inflation. The return of Americans was welcomed by Filipinos. The Japanese army's destructiveness fueled hate. Sergio Osmeña became president in exile. Manuel Roxas was elected on a new platform. The U.S. Congress passed programs for rehabilitation. Americans demanded equal rights in business. The Philippines achieved independence in 1946. The transition was mostly peaceful, despite war damages. The special relationship with the U.S. was significant. Manuel Roxas became the first president in 1946. The U.S. ceded sovereignty on July 4, 1946. The economy remained highly dependent on the U.S. The Philippine Trade Act tied the economies further. A military pact granted the U.S. a 99-year lease. The Turtle and Mansi Islands were transferred. International treaties defined territorial boundaries. The British North Borneo Company administered the islands. The Republic of the Philippines was born on July 4, 1946. It became the successor to the U.S. under treaties of 1930. On July 15, 1946, the UK annexed North Borneo. On September 19, 1946, the Philippines notified the UK. The transfer of administration became effective on October 16, 1947. Roxas died of a heart attack on April 15, 1948. He was succeeded by his vice president, Elpidio Carino. World War II left the Philippines demoralized and damaged. The Hooks became a violent resistance force against the government. Secretary of Defense Ramon Magsaysay initiated a campaign. President Carino started steps to improve the economy. He made public a 7-point program for Social Security. President Quirino created the Social Security Commission. Asuncion Perez was appointed as its chairman. The President's Action Committee on Social Amelioration was established. It aimed to extend aid and relief to the less fortunate. Ramon Magsaysay became president in 1953. He supported the United States and fought against communism. Magsaysay opened Malacañang to the public. He demonstrated integrity by covering his flight costs. His administration was known for being clean and corruption-free. Magsaysay was extremely popular with the common people. His tragic death in 1957 shocked the nation. The Philippines joined the UN to defend South Korea. South Korea gained independence after years of struggle. The Philippines was among the first to send troops. Carlos P. Garcia became president after Magsaysay's death. His administration focused on Filipino-first policies. Garcia negotiated the U.S. military land relinquishment. Diosdado Macapagal won the presidency in 1961. He moved Independence Day to June 12th. The Agricultural Land Reform Code was enacted in 1963. Marcos defeated Macapagal in the 1965 elections. He initiated public works and tax collection. Civil disobedience and crime began to rise. Marcos declared martial law in 1972 to suppress dissent. Marcos ruled by decree, curtailing freedoms. He abolished Congress and closed major media. Opposition leaders and activists were arrested. Crime rates plunged after a curfew was set. Many were forced into exile or killed. A new constitution was framed under martial law. The economy was robust, but later suffered. Human rights abuses targeted many opponents. Thousands faced extrajudicial killings and torture. Corruption and unrest led to economic decline. Marcos faced health issues while in power. The political opposition boycotted the 1981 elections. Marcos won by over 16 million votes. Cesar Varada succeeded Marcos as prime minister. In 1983, Ninoy Aquino was assassinated. This sparked popular dissatisfaction with Marcos. The opposition united under Corazon Aquino. Comelec declared Marcos the winner of the election. Cardinal Sin declared support for Aquino. The People Power Revolution forced Marcos into exile. Corazon Aquino was installed as president in 1986. Aquino formed an emergency government to stabilize the country. A new constitution was ratified in February 1987. Aquino's administration faced several coup attempts. Economic growth was hampered by natural disasters. The 1991 eruption of Mount Pinatubo left devastation. During Aquino's presidency, there were 6 coup attempts. In 1991, the Senate rejected a U.S. military bases treaty. The U.S. turned over Clark Air Base in 1992. Fidel V. Ramos won the presidency in the 1992 elections. Ramos prioritized national reconciliation in his administration. He legalized the Communist Party and initiated peace talks. In 1994, Ramos signed a general conditional amnesty. A peace agreement with MNLF was signed in 1996. Protests arose against Ramos's potential second term. The death penalty was revived during Ramos's presidency. Leo Echegaray was the first executed in 1999. Joseph Estrada, a former movie actor, was elected president in 1998. He pledged to help the poor and develop agriculture. Estrada took office during the Asian financial crisis. The economy recovered from a low growth of -0.6%. He attempted to amend the 1987 Constitution for economic growth. In 2000, he declared an all-out war against the MILF. The government captured 46 MILF camps, including Camp Abu Bakr. In October 2000, Estrada was accused of corruption. He was impeached, but the trial broke down in the Senate. Massive protests erupted, demanding his resignation. Faced with protests and resignations, he resigned on January 20, 2001. Gloria Macapagal Arroyo was sworn in as his successor. Her coalition won an overwhelming victory in the midterm elections. Her term faced challenges, including a military mutiny in 2003. She declared a nationwide state of rebellion for a month. Initially, she said she wouldn't run in 2004, but changed her mind. She was elected president on June 30, 2004. In 2005, a tape surfaced, sparking protests for her resignation. Arroyo admitted to speaking inappropriately, but denied fraud. Attempts to impeach her failed later that year. She attempted to overhaul the Constitution for federalism. Her term saw the completion of infrastructure projects. Numerous scandals occurred during her presidency. The K-12 curriculum was implemented on May 20, 2008. Its implementation took 9 years and 3 presidents. She ended her term on June 30, 2010, succeeded by Aquino. Aquino III began his presidency on June 30, 2010. His administration focused on transparency and reducing poverty. He continued the K-12 curriculum implementation process. Kindergarten became compulsory through a new education law. The Enhanced Basic Education Act added 2 more years. The 2010 Manila hostage crisis strained relations with Hong Kong. The Sultanate of Panay was established. covering 10,000 Muslims. Tensions over Sabah rose due to the Sultanate of Sulu's claims. In 2013, standoffs occurred between the Royal Army and Malaysian forces. A surprise incursion led to civilian and military casualties. Following the attack, Malaysia suspended annual payments to the Sultan. Sulu claimants sought international arbitration for $32 billion. In January 2022, an arbitrator awarded $14.9 billion to Sulu. In June 2023, a French court annulled the award, favoring Malaysia. The arbitrator was convicted of contempt and sentenced to prison. In 2012, the framework agreement on the Bangsamoro was signed. The Bangsamoro Islamic freedom fighters aimed to secede from the Philippines. Typhoon Yolanda struck in 2013, devastating the Visayas region. Rehabilitation efforts devolved into chaos over aid distribution. In 2014, the Comprehensive Agreement on the Bangsamoro was signed. President Obama visited the Philippines, enhancing defense cooperation. Pope Francis visited the Philippines in January 2015. He paid visits to victims of Typhoon Haiyan. On January 25, 2015, a tragic encounter in Mamasapano occurred. 44 members of the PNP-SAF were killed. The Philippines faced clashes with China over territorial issues. In 2014, a sovereignty case was filed against China. On January 12, 2016, the Supreme Court upheld a key agreement. March 23, 2016, saw the launch of Diwata 1 into space. Rodrigo Duterte became president in 2016, hailing from Mindanao. He launched an intensified anti-drug campaign. The K-12 program continued under Duterte's administration. On June 5, 2017, a new curriculum was implemented. This phased out the older education system used since 1945. The Permanent Court of Arbitration ruled in favor of the Philippines. This ruling challenged China's claims in the South China Sea. In November, Ferdinand Marcos' remains were buried at Libingan ng mga Bayani. This burial sparked protests from various groups across the nation. Following clashes in Marawi, martial law was declared in Mindanao. Duterte signed Proclamation No. 216 for a 60-day martial law. The Duterte administration launched its socio-economic policy, Dutertenomics. The policy emphasized infrastructure development and poverty reduction. Duterte signed the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act. He also enacted the Universal Healthcare Act for better health services. In 2018, the Bangsamoro Organic Law was legislated into law. It was ratified after a successful plebiscite a year later. The Bangsamoro transition period began, leading to new governance. In May 2022, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. won the presidential election. He was sworn in as president on June 30, 2022. A few weeks later, the 2022 Luzon earthquake struck northern Luzon. Bagong Pilipinas was launched on January 28, 2024. The kickoff rally took place at Quirino Grandstand. Around 400,000 supporters attended the event. Vice President Sara Duterte and key officials were present. The rally was streamed online to reach a wider audience. President Marcos signed into law the Maharlika Investment Fund. The Philippines ratified the RCEP in February 2023. Marcos traveled abroad to attract foreign investments. The number of American citizens in the Philippines increased significantly. Up to 250,000 Amerasians live in various cities. Combined, Americans and Amerasians form 1% of the population. This reflects the growing diversity in the new Philippines. Bagong Pilipinas is for a brighter future for all citizens.